Hey, good morning, everybody. Hope you had a great Memorial Day weekend. This morning, I'm going to be showing you lesson 15.2, which deals with triangles. So this is a lesson heavy on vocabulary. There's 6 vocabulary words you need to know. I'm going to hold up to the screen real closely for you to see some notes you need to write down. Remember I said for this topic, you need to have 5 pages of notes. So this will be page 2 of your notes. So I'm going to hold this up. You can pause at any point. I'm going to talk about it a little bit. Okay, you might need to pause a couple different times. So 15.2, triangles. You're going to be classifying, describing them by their sides. So if you look at the sides, you'll think of, okay, that's the side. And they have different measurements. And now these are not to scale, but I just use centimeters. Centimeters is easy to deal with. So the first one you're going to write down, length of side classification, you have an equilateral triangle. That means all sides are the same length. So in my example, equilateral, we have 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters, and 3 centimeters. So the next two, they're my favorite words of the topic. You have an isosceles triangle. Say that out loud to yourself so your pets and your parents can hear it. Isosceles. So that means that 2 sides are the same length. Now, it's not always going to look like the triangle I have, but you can see that the lengths are 2 centimeters, 4 centimeters, and 4 centimeters. 2 sides are the same length, they're 4 centimeters. One is different, it's 2 centimeters. Now, the last length of side classification is called a scalene triangle. Now, that means all sides are a different length. I always call it, to remember it, a scalene no triangle. So no as in no sides the same length. So if I was in class, it'd be like scaleno. Now it has 2 centimeters, 6 centimeters, and 4 centimeters. All those sides are a different length. So write down all the length of side classifications. Pause your screen if you need to. Okay, after you got that written down, we're going to talk about angle classifications, which is the second part of our lesson. For angle classifications, you're going to learn about a right triangle, an acute triangle, and an obtuse triangle. Okay, so first one is a right triangle. That means it has a right angle. A right angle is 90 degrees. Okay, now every single triangle, if you add up all the angles inside of them, they're going to be 180 degrees. That angle, that angle, that angle. They're all going to equal 180 degrees. That angle, that angle, that angle. They're all going to equal 180 degrees. But they're going to have different sides. So a right triangle has one angle that's 90 degrees. That's how you classify it. And there's that little sign there to tell you usually. Now, an acute triangle, that means all angles are acute. Now, an acute angle is less than 90 degrees. So an acute angle is always smaller than that. As you can see, all these angles are smaller than that. That's an acute. Now, an obtuse triangle, that means one angle is an obtuse angle. An obtuse angle is more than 90 degrees. So you can see this angle right here, it's a lot larger than the right angle. So that would be the obtuse angle. And those two angles are acute, but it has to be one obtuse, 2 acute angles. Okay, so write down all those notes. You can pause here for the angle classification, and I'm going to show you a few of the problems. Okay, you're going to have a real easy lesson today if you took those notes down. There's only 11 questions on this lesson. So I'm looking at guided practice, which is located on page 348, and I wrote down the 2 problems. Now today you're going to be describing the side angle classification and the angle classification. You're going to want to have your notes on your side as I talk through these. So number 1, we're first going to talk about the sides. So I'm going to look at the sides, 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters, 3 centimeters. That would be an equilateral triangle. All sides the same length. Now the angles, 60, 60, 60, those are all less than 90, so those would be acute. So number 1 is equilateral and acute. Okay, so number 2 is going to be an isosceles triangle because only 2 sides are the same length, 7 inches, one's different, so it's isosceles as you know in your notes. The angle is going to be a right triangle. There's a 90-degree angle marked by that sign. So use your notes. You'll have a great lesson and good luck. All right, have a great day. See you tomorrow. Bye.